Is Andy Burnham going to run for office? So we're going to look at Andy. We're going to look at Starmer. We're going to look at the general elections coming up in August of 2029. Unless they come a little early, who knows? But while you are sitting here listening to me, if you would kindly hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. What I speak on, I cannot claim to be factual. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Is Andy Burnham going to run for office? So this man is stepping from a regional power base into more of a national confrontation. That's the first thing I kept picking up in his energy when I asked that question. And Andy Burnham also, this man has the energy of a Capricorn return figure. I'm not sure if Andy is a Capricorn, but he probably has a lot of Earth in his astrological chart. And what I mean by energy of a Capricorn return figure is someone who returns when the central government is weak, as it is now. So here is my prediction. Andy runs strongest. Okay, and the time frame for this, which I really did not want to do time frames, but I feel like I need to so you can follow me into this video of the timeline. Roughly June 18th of 2026, but it could be a few days before or a week or two after, but that's the date I'm drawn to. And the outcome for this, how interesting I get, favored but not effortless. So again, favored but not effortless. Because why? Well, I see the Reform UK is going to put up one hell of a dogfight. I mean, I know their color is symbolically red. I see it. And it's just all different shades of red. They are really not going to step down. Anyways, I don't want to get hung up on that. I do want to mention that the Reform UK has selected Robert Kenyon, to challenge him, allegedly. And Reform nearly took the seat back in 2024. You guys remember that. So what I get on a spiritual level is that this is not a soft contest. The UK Reform is not going to, you're not going to be able to shut them up. I think you guys, if you were at the May 16th event over in the UK, you probably saw that. Well, that's just a taste of what's to come in the next couple of years. So basically what I'm trying to say is that even if Andy runs, there is a conflict energy around this. It's not going to be easy for him. It's not going to be really hard, but it's not going to be easy. Number 2, is Andy Burnham going to replace Keir Starmer? The ultimate all-time question, right? Here's my prediction. Andy becomes the strongest replacement, right? He becomes the strongest replacement figure, but it is not a smooth coronation. And that's exactly what I picked up. So he is in for a fight when all this is said and done. I do see Burnham, he is going to rise as Starmer continues to weaken. I mean, I can't see how much more the guy can weaken. The only reason Keir Starmer is still in power is because he is there for a mission. The deep swamp has him there, and they're doing all they can to keep him there. But after a while, the glass is going to shatter, and they're not going to be able to put the pieces back in the mirror the way they were before. So this is only temporary. So I see Burnham rises as Starmer continues to weaken. I get that the Labour Party splits into factions. How interesting. They showed me a pie. Okay, you're like, what, Dark Rose? Are you serious? Yes. And they use mathematical terms with factions using a cherry pie. Great. Okay. Now, a caretaker figure could briefly stabilize things, meaning right after Starmer goes, whenever that is. Should have been back in December, but here we are. So there could be someone who steps in just briefly to stabilize, possibly. Mr. Andy B becomes the real leadership threat. Meanwhile, I was getting that Starmer is publicly insisting that he remained in charge, of course, and he wants to fight the next election, even while Burnham and other figures position themselves. I'm going to refer to this guy as Andy in case I'm saying his last name wrong. So we're going to go into another timeline. I'm going to give you some timelines. Again, this is not set in stone. This is why we call it a prediction. So the timing, be looking out around June 18th through the 25th of 2026, as Mr. Andy B could be his first major power test. How interesting. I'm going to have to write that down because I will forget, because you guys know I put out predictions and I forget them. Seriously, true story. So if he wins Makerfield, the replacement energy becomes real. Yes. And then we go into July of 2026. The Labour's prime ministers, or PMs, let's say, start calculating survival. I was literally seeing them like using a calculator, and their numbers are just going down, down, down. They're like trying to survive. Now, this is where Starmer's authority looks increasingly unstable. Now, the guy should have been out in December. He should have been out after May 16th. But no, I don't think so. The next window of opportunity is going to be in the summer. I think I talked about that. So we go into August through September of 2026. Again, these are not precise. This is the strongest window for Andy becoming the obvious successor figure. I was getting that. And then we go into October through November of 2026. And we have, this is two lines. I was being shown the Two of Wands, two paths, two timelines. So if Starmer survives late summer, this will become the next pressure point. Now, in one of my videos, because I went back and listened to some of my earlier videos when I first started working on this in regards to Starmer, it's interesting because I put out December of 2025 into January 2026 is the first outage for him. Then I spoke on May being the second time, and then I spoke on July being a third time, and then I spoke even on a fourth timeline, which would be right before 2027. And I'm going to be honest with you, it might just be that time. There's 4 different timelines. Again, he should have been gone. You guys know this, but you have the higher power trying to keep him there, but it's not going to last. So again, October through November 2026, if Starmer survives late summer, this will become the next pressure point. Sorry if I got off track. So Mr. Andy B is the strongest, long-term replacement signature at this time, but this can change. Absolutely, it can change. So don't be like, oh, just don't shoot the messenger, because of course it can change. This is what we're seeing right now in this energy field right now, currently. And I also see a possible, again, temporary stabilizer before him. And that's interesting because that's coming in twice. So there could be a short form, a person that does short form to stabilize everything. And then maybe Mr. Andy. That's possible because I'm getting that twice. Could be a feminine energy or masculine, but I feel maybe possibly a feminine or someone who kind of cleans the slate. You let me know in the comment section. Wouldn't it be great if it was Kimmy? Oh, wow. But I don't see that. Obviously, she doesn't work for Mr. Burnham. But it would be someone like already inside the current structure. Like, oh, David Lammy. So that's a masculine, David Lammy. Especially if Starmer, if he falls automatically. Oh, my phone beeped in. I hope I didn't lose everything. So again, let's recap on that. I do see a possible temporary stabilizer before Andy B. Someone already inside the current, again, the structure, like David Lammy. I don't know why that comes to mind. I think I read on him earlier. So this is possible. And again, it would be only if Starmer fails suddenly. Like say he's out tomorrow or next week. So this is not something I see really happening, but it could if he fails today, tomorrow, next week. These things come in so quick, guys. I have a hard time keeping up with it, and I have to read on the statistics as well, like factual information. So Mr. Andy B could replace Starmer at first. This is very critical. You have to listen to me. This is only at first. This is current, not future. Burnham could replace Starmer at first. Then we have Mr. West Streeting, or another factional candidate, but for some reason I was getting West, who may try to block him. So again, it's going to be a battle for this guy because Mr. West, I get in his energy, he absolutely despises Andy Burnham. Or is it Burnham? You can correct me in the comment section nicely. But Mr. West doesn't care for Andy. That's the energy I'm getting there. Now we're going to move into the United Kingdom's next general elections for August 15th, 2029. UK's next general election, again, it must be held no later than August 15th, 2029. This is what I read, unless it's called earlier, and that's a possibility. I can't rule that out, right? So honestly, what I was getting is that the UK chart appears to be moving into a fragmented election era. And I find that interesting because I think that's why so many people who look into this future, like out for 2029, it's hard to grab the concept because everything is fragmented. And that's just my opinion. That's how I see it as a reader. And so to me, this feels much more like a multi-party earthquake. What do I mean by that? Well, it's no longer Labour versus the Conservative. That's what I mean by that. So here is my election prediction. And I'm talking on this early, but I was getting it. And then again, the timeline could change. No party feels fully safe. No party, this is critical, feels fully safe at all. I'm going to give you the order of the parties that I feel are going to come in the strongest at 2029 in this time frame. Number 1, Reform UK feels very strong. It does feel the strongest. I have to be honest. Number 2, Labour damaged unless it changes leaders. Number 3, the Conservatives still weak, but they are rebuilding. And that is crazy because I predicted that back in November of 2025, that the Conservative would build behind the scenes slowly. And I'm still getting that. Number 4, the Greens and the Lib Dems, Democratic, taking anti-establishment protest votes. Yeah, that's what I was getting, anti-establishment protest votes. There you have it. Number 5, Scotland and Wales, adding more instability. Now, is that part of the Greens, or you'll have to let me know what parties dominate those areas, but that's what I was getting here. Number 6, possible hung parliament or unstable majority. But number 1, again, Reform UK. My UK 2029 election prediction. Reform UK wins the largest share of momentum. However, the election may produce fractured or hung parliament. This kept coming in over and over again. And I thought, are you sure? Why is it doing this? I want some clarity for my UK and, my European followers, because I just want to be more, I want more clarity, and I'm not getting it. This is exactly how it comes in. And they showed me a glass mirror that's shattered, and the pieces cannot be put together precisely as before. What does that mean? It means the old two parties system is badly fractured, and it will never, ever be the same. I guess that's a good thing, but it does not really, it kind of illusionizes everything to the forefront. My predictions by party, and I have these organized by number 1, the highest, and the last number, which I think is number 4, is the lowest. Number 1, Reform UK. Again, that's showing up strongly. They are going to gain so much momentum, but it's going to be a hung parliament possibly, but I still think the UK may come out with this one. Number 1, Reform UK. Number 2, Labour. Number 3, the Conservatives. Number 4, Greens and Lib Democrats, or Dems. We get to say Dems. Well, who the hell wins, Dark Rose? Just get to it. Well, I have to fill in the little pieces before I get to it. Who wins? Reform UK either wins. This is what I was getting. They either win the most votes or become the central power force, and I believe both. They are definitely going to win the central, or they're going to be the central power force of the UK. And I do believe they're going to win the most votes. And again, this is 2029 general elections. This is not right now, okay? This is not now. This is when you have your general elections. And it's possible that the general elections, August of 2029, will be moved back a little bit, not forward. Maybe you'll have them a little earlier, but it won't be much of a change there as far as the timeline. So again, Reform, I see them winning the votes and again becoming the central factor of the UK. Final seat, the result to me, it feels very messy because of the fracture, because of that mirror. Yeah, the two-party system is out, but then we have to redirect the mirror. We have to put the pieces, the broken glasses pieces, back in a different way to make it fit. So that is why I'm having a hard time getting clarity. So it does feel to be a little messy. And another reason why it feels messy, now listen to me, another reason why the outcome final seat result may be messy is because if Andy B replaces Keir in the near future, the Labour could have a better chance. Yes, let's be honest. I told you there's two paths here. Yeah, I see UK Reform getting ahead, but if Andy replaces Keir Starmer, it's not a very strong probability, but it's there. It's showing up in my energy when I look at this. The Labour could have a better chance. That's what I'm getting. So the 2029 elections do not look normal to me. They absolutely do not. Reform does look to be the strongest. Labour only survives if it changes leaders. That's if Andy B's in there. But overall, what I'm getting strongly is that Britain could be heading toward possibly a hung parliament. I don't know why. I can't change what I pick up and feel, and I cannot always see things 100% with accuracy because I'm human, And I'm going to look at this again. But when I was doing just Mr. Andy Burnham, I kept getting these things. I was like, I need to go ahead and stretch it out into the UK general elections because that's important to where we are now. And filling in the little pieces, I have ADHD. I have to know the little pieces in between now and 2029. But again, I can't claim that this is going to be how it works. I don't claim to be a psychic. I don't label myself as being psychic. I do have gifts. I trust my energy and I read off of energy. That's how I work. And I call it intuition, but in reality, it's actually energy and connecting to my star seeds. And I call them my guardian angels as well. Okay, so again, if you guys would please hit that like button, share, subscribe, cut on the notification bell, and of course, you can hype my video if you have any extra ones left. That would help so we can get the videos out and get the algorithm going a little bit. I appreciate you all listening, and I will see you soon.